We continue our conversation now with Michael Mutie. He is in Mauritius. And Michael, you said something interesting when we were talking before we went on the air, which is that the first thing you noticed when you went out, when you ventured out, was the ocean. What did you see?
So currently in Mauritius, people are allowed to go shop in alphabetical order. So you have different, if your name falls under A to F, I don't know whether it's the first or last name really. If you want to go to the supermarket, you have Monday for A to F, and then Tuesday for another set of alphabetical names, and then that way all through the week. And so today I just decided to take a short drive and go get something from the shop. And I just stay like less than a minute to the ocean. And that's the first thing that I realized after being in isolation in the house for about 2 weeks. And I realized that it was almost magical. It was almost like I've not been on this island for over 5 years. And, the streets are clear. There's no person inside and the water is clear. It's settled. It's just beautiful. And I realized that there are many things we sort of take for granted, many day-to-day things that we don't take time to appreciate and take in and be grateful for. And so today I had that chance to just, stop as I was driving, stop by the roadside and just looked at the ocean for no good reason, just to appreciate it and to take it in. And really with that, I hope that just like we have Wuhan out of lockdown, I'm really looking forward to when many countries will go out of lockdown so people can appreciate each other more and appreciate our surroundings even more.
Michael, are there things that the rest of the world can learn from the African continent? Because we are on year 25 now, the anniversary of Rwanda and the Hutus and the Tutsis, and 800,000 people dying in that conflict in such a short period of time. Africa has dealt with so much pain and strife, and yet it has always managed to rebound. And I noticed when I was on the continent, the thing that amazed me more than anything else was that I was the only person frowning. There were so many people that we videotaped who were smiling. What can Africa teach the rest of the world about dealing with crisis?
That's a good question. I think we've really learned and developed a high case of tolerance and endurance. And we've realized that, come what may, we have to leave. We have to, for those who have families, we have to feed our families, and we have to be grateful and we have to be aggressive with the smallest and the number of opportunities that we have, however rare they are or however limited they are. And you see that especially with the young people in Africa, people who are looking at changing things on the continent, people who are looking at now being a part of driving change on the continent, whether it's on social media, whether it's in classes, whether it's in work environments. You're seeing a lot of Africans take charge and realizing that the future that we want is in our own hands. And I think that way we've come to an understanding, or rather an acceptance of the fact that we are where we are, we have to accept that, and we have to move forward together. And I think that's what you're seeing in many of the African countries, whether it's even now dealing with the coronavirus, whether it's picking a page from the book of what the other country is doing. And, I see Kenya picking a leaf from what Rwanda has been doing. I was speaking to a friend from Rwanda today, and they were telling me that Rwanda hasn't had any death related to the coronavirus. Kenya has had 2 already. And so you have now people who are looking at what is Rwanda doing? How are they managing their crisis? Where are they getting their supplies from? What can we pick from them? And that way, I think we are stronger learning from each other and moving forward together.
Michael, stay with us. When we come back, I want to talk about this miracle drug that President Trump is touting and the impact it has had on the African continent. When we come back, a conversation about how something the President of the United States said here affected people in Africa. Stay with us.